Hey all, it's evening here, so it's Tuesday the 31st of October, and I know I haven't uploaded anything in a little while, been a little bit busy, had some stuff to deal with, some personal stuff as well, so, but bottom line of it is, I had this thought a few weeks back, and I've been meaning to do a video, but long and short of it is, you know how it is, life gets on top and stuff. The thought I had, and I found it very interesting, so, I've been saying for years that the voting system doesn't actually work. You know, everyone says, "Oh yeah, votes are counted and whatever." No one actually really knows. But the whole point of it is that your votes don't count the way that you think they do. Now, if you look at your votes as an actual census, so if you had a few different parties, right, and those different parties actually stood for different things. So, say for example, one party was, you know, everything's absolutely fine and good work, guys, you know, it's like really positive and stuff, and then you'll have another party that's like really negative, and it's like, no, the system's not working, things are wrong, we've got to make a change, we've got to make a fix this problem, whatever. And then you have the other guy in the middle. You know, everyone has their own different agenda in the different parties that you have to vote for, right? Now, what people don't see is your votes obviously are locked to the area in which you live in. Now, this is a global thing. It pretty much works the same in any country, because that's the whole democracy, right? Now, if you vote for the person where their campaign is, there is a problem here, we need to fix it, and you know, it's quite aggressive by nature. Now, what that does is it creates like a tally system, and it shows how people actually feel, because you're always going to vote to the person. You're going to vote for that person in which you most connect with. So if that person's saying, okay, right, things are really bad, you know, cannot believe this is happening right now, cannot believe we're living like this right now, and 70% of your neighborhood votes for exactly the same party, then what that does, it actually shows what the general consensus in that area is and how people are generally feeling, because in another area, things might be fine for them, so voting for someone like that doesn't make any sense to them. You know, they might be absolutely fine where they live, and they have no problems. So of course they're going to vote for the person saying, okay, well, yeah, things are really good, and this is what we want to do, and you know, really positive, really optimistic about things and whatever. That's who they're going to vote for. There's a person that they most connect with. So I'm hoping that you can see how different parties' agendas and their different campaigns actually works against you, because it tells them exactly how it is that the majority in that area are thinking and how they're feeling. Isn't that interesting? Because that means they know how people are feeling. Every time there's an election or there's some sort of referendum or whatever, it's a consensus. So here in the UK, we had the referendum to leave EU, you know, the whole Brexit thing, leave, remain, whatever. And that is interesting because obviously a large, well, they say majority, but basically we voted to leave the EU. Now that would generally tend to say, if the results are accurate, if you know, if they're giving us the actual real results, because as far as we know, people voted to stay. As far as we know, okay. Again, we just go off what they tell us, and if you can't prove it, then it's not really certain. So, as far as we know, most people wanted to leave. Well, they kind of know how people are feeling then, because you are relating to leaving because you weren't happy with the situation in which you were in. So we have majority people being unhappy. More people are unhappy than people who are happy, according to the results they give us. Then why are they not fixing it? I mean, and okay, let's leave the whole Brexit thing out of it, okay? Just use that as a bit of an example to show you how they can sort of, you know, use that information to determine how different people are feeling in different areas and things like this, because, you know, when they're voting for the different parties, or we have a general election, then again, that's done by areas and region, and again, the power is in the data. It's in what information can be extrapolated from the data that you have. One person will look at the data and get one bit of information out of it. You know, data interpretation has got so many different ways of looking at it that you could pretty much be there with a lot of things, extrapolating data from just basic generic information. And if you understand that places like Google probably know more about you than anybody else in your life, they probably know more about you than you know about you, just based on the things that you Google and the things that you look at, and the communication that you have going through your social media and all that sort of stuff. Again, don't forget it's all linked, so they know more about you. And again, the power is in what can be extrapolated from the data in which they've already collected. So, you know, if you're a person that likes fitness stuff, for example, you know, like I'm a fitness coach, so I say I'm a fitness coach. That's what I'm interested in looking at. And somebody else who's in fitness will be interested in looking at. So without even knowing the person, you can already tell, okay, well, this person's clearly into their fitness, right? Cool. You might like things to do with cars or things to do with photography. Cool. So now, again, they're building a profile about you, understanding how you work and how you tick. We don't even know half of the understanding that these people have about psychology. Okay, most people don't even know what MK Ultra is. And if you don't know, you probably should know. And I think in the future, I think I'm going to do an actual video into MK Ultra. If you're interested and you're curious to know what it is, just go ahead and just comment below. I'll do a video, because at the end of the day, my main purpose is to get as much information to you as I possibly can. So if it's something that you're interested in, then by all means, go ahead, drop it in the comments below, and I'll go ahead and I'll deliver some more content on that. Guys, look, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm here to try and help as best as I can. I'm not a fearmonger. I just like to look at things as they actually are and see the truth that's hidden behind of what you're shown. Yeah, Kansas City Shuffle. Everyone's looking one way, they go the other way. That's the whole point of it. It's misdirection. It's magic at its best form. It's a sheer distraction. You're not seeing what's really going on. If anyone's ever seen The Matrix, then I guess you get that understanding. You don't see what's actually going on, right? There is a covering there, the veil. There's a covering where you don't see it until someone shows you it. So here's a prime example for you. Ever been interested in buying like a car or a motorbike or something, and you stumble across this new thing that you've never seen before, and you're like, oh, that car's really nice. Like, I really like that car. I think I want one of those. And now you see the car everywhere. And I mean everywhere. But you've never seen it before. And I don't mean, you know, like your supercars and all that kind of jazz. Because we all know that most of us, that's not what we're looking to buy. Right? We're usually looking to buy the normal sort of middle class or lower class stuff, because most of us don't have surplus cash to just throw at things, okay? And even if you do, there's only so much cash you've got to throw at things. But the bottom line of it is, the moment that you've been made aware of something, you tend to see it in more places. So all I'm trying to do is, even if it's just one thing that I've made you aware of, hopefully you'll then start to see more things. Look, thank you. I've not said it before, but go ahead and like, subscribe, share, all that kind of normal good stuff. But it's not because of monetization and things like that. In case you didn't know, YouTube will only monetize if it's over 10,000 views or something like that. So I really don't give a monkeys about it. I don't care about that. It's not money, okay? I need to understand whether or not you're enjoying and you appreciate what it is that I've given you, so I can continue to give you more along that line. And if you don't, then let me know what it is that you are interested in hearing about, because then I can do something about that as well. End of the day, I'm here to deliver as much as I can, best as I can, because somebody's got to do it. And the more of us that do it, yeah, the more likely we are for people to start understanding and waking up that slavery never finished. It just evolved into slavery 2.0, yeah? AKA the rat race. Yeah, that's all it is. It's slavery 2.0. And the good slaves, they get to live in a nice house and drive a nice car. Nothing like what their masters own and drive, but they get to have a nice one. And because they have it nice and comfy, then things are okay, because there are people who are worse off, right? You know, the whole thing, things could be worse. Yeah. Of course they could, but guess what? They could also be a lot better too. Yeah, I remember seeing adverts on the TV when I was a kid of children in Africa that can't get water. We're dying from starvation and poor sanitization and things like this. Okay, we're in 2017, right? Smartphone costs at least what, £500-600 these days, up to £1,000 and more. So why is it that people still don't have drinking water, something that comes out of the sky, something that we're supposed to have in abundance? Why do they not have it? And it's like, well, we have multi-millionaires, trillionaires, you know, massive industries that make so much money, but yet we still got people who can't have food. Yeah, because that makes some sense. That really makes sense. People don't have food, people don't have water, but whenever they go into the country, the first thing they ever want to do, let's go and build them some schools. Well, the first thing you need to get a good slave is you need to educate the slave, right? And education means to indoctrinate, to put an idea or a concept into a person's brain where it becomes their main primary function. I'm going to educate you. Yeah, so you want to be a professional at something. You need to go through your education to become professional in that. But the problem is, you're being funneled into something. Ever seen Hunger Games? You'll get my point if you see it. Guys, look, hope it's been good for you. Times are interesting. Enjoy the time with your loved ones. Focus on what's important, because it's all going to start changing. And if you don't believe me, time will tell.